Hi everyone, and welcome to our second edition of The Brief. My name is Spencer Ferreira, and I will be updating you on everything that has happened within CSUN Sports Clubs. So let's get right into it. The men's ice hockey team has had several games since our last edition, so let's recap those. The Matadors dominated from the get-go against Long Beach State. It seemed like every player got their piece of the pie when it came to scoring. Gino Norak, Hayden Day, and Isaac Anderson each scored in the first period alone. They ended up winning 9-3. The next week, the Matadors suffered a frustrating 5-1 loss against UCLA. In what was a 1-1 game going into the third period, UCLA got the best of CSUN and ended up putting up 4 goals. The next week, CSUN was able to bounce back with a 5-3 win against Colorado. They took the lead early and never looked back. In the second period, Gino Norak scored an amazing goal against a power play. Let's take a look at what he had to say as that play developed.
Pretty much what happened, it was a little loose puck. I wanted to really just get out the zone. And when I poked it, all of a sudden I look up and I see the goalie kind of coming for it. And in my head, I was like, I don't know what he's doing. So I knew I was going to beat him to it, and I knew it was literally I just had to skate around him and beat an easy goal. So it's definitely the goalie's fault on that one.
The Matadors had a quick turnaround the next day in a game against LMU. They found themselves down 3-0 entering the third period, and after an amazing attempt at a comeback, they just fell short 4-3. The men's soccer season is officially underway. They opened up with a game against University of San Diego, who just so happened to be the defending champs. It was a hard-fought game throughout, but ultimately the game ended as a 0-0 draw. The following week, there was a game against San Luis Obispo. CSUN ended up getting the upper hand with a score of 2-1. Luke Tetchable ended up scoring an exciting goal to open up the second half. CSUN hosted their match of the month against UCI. The Matadors had an opportunity to score late in the game, but the shot hit off the top crossbar and went out. The final score ended up being 0-0. On the bright side, CSUN remains undefeated. The women's rugby team had 2 scrimmages. The first one was against Cal State Long Beach, which they ended up winning 17-12. The next week, they had a scrimmage against UCI, which ended as a 27-27 draw. In some badminton news, the club competed in their first individual tournament. Players are able to compete in singles and doubles. The club also competed in their first team tournament as well. Everyone fought hard, and it will serve as great experience going into their first league tournament this weekend. Now let's run through some quick updates for the rest of CSUN sports clubs. The men's basketball and volleyball team each had scrimmages against Cal Poly Pomona. The cheer and dance team performed at the first women's basketball game. Table tennis competed in their first tournament. And the baseball team had 2 scrimmages against San Marcos. They lost the first game 14-4 and had a 7-7 draw the second go-around. CSUN sports clubs are introducing 3 new clubs: weightlifting, women's basketball, and men's rugby. Swim is a new club that will also be introduced as well. Be on the lookout for updates on how to join. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I just want to give a quick shout out to our men's and women's soccer teams and women's rugby team who are all traveling this weekend. Please be sure to follow us on all of our social medias for frequent updates about CSUN sports clubs. My name is Spencer Ferreira, and this has been our second edition of The Brief.